Hello, everybody. Welcome to Front Row Ruckus Plays. Doing our tabletop. It's been a long time. Playables. You remember last time we were doing Warhammer Wrath and Glory, the 40K. We were I believe our club was called the Forgettables. I think that's what we called ourselves at the end of it.
Makes sense.
And so, of course, I am joined with Heath over here to the side of me over here.
Howdy.
He was with us last time. Derek, of course, our DM, is with us. And new is Mr. Grady, which y'all know Grady. He's been in one of the podcast episodes with us. He also jumped in on giving Leon a hell of a lot of grief in 9 Years of Shadow. Which was a great episode that came out. It was awesome. So
as one does.
Yeah, exactly. Which we could give him more grief because he's not here for this, which is fine. But this is Age of Sigmar Soulbound, which is more fantasy oriented. We can come back to the 40K, but this was what we wanted to do as like a little in-betweener. And it's been a while, so we're rusty. I think the only one here who's actually true blue is going to be Grady. Because he RPGs it a lot more than us.
Probably.
But yeah, so Derek, take us away. Let us know what's going on, what we're going to be, expecting, what's going on, what we're looking at.
All right, so maybe we'll have you throw up a picture of the map in post here. But as you can see, you're all members of the, I don't even know, the giant diversity that is Grimreach. Kind of centered right in the smack dab of the mountains here. There's going to be a lot of different kinds of people, different types of creatures. Everybody lives together because they have to. See, so I'll bring up mine, which of course doesn't work half the time. There it is. All right, so most of what goes on is in the domiciles area. That's number 4 on the map. That's going to be your town center. That's going to be, shops, the inn, the bar, all that good fun stuff. Number 5 is the Arabella Reclaim. That's farmland. That is going to be mainly where Grady's character begins. He's one with nature, so that just makes sense.
Oh, thanks. I totally glossed over that. Guys, tell us who you're playing. Heath, who are you?
Do what?
Who are you?
I am Knight Kiltreus, Soul Black Grave Lord. I am a vampire lord. That's who I am.
Knight Kiltarius of the Legion of Blood single-handedly established many footholds of undead in the mortal realm of Sigmar. To prove his loyalty to the Legion and to be chosen for knighthood, Kiltarius committed 9 unspeakable acts, the likes of which are still not spoken about to this day. Even the brave ones dare not speak about them above a whisper. Kiltarius' thirst for the blood of the living is unmatched, but the blood of fresh, scared victims almost makes Kiltarius feel as if his lifeless heart still beats. Kiltarius dreams but one dream, to have many dead under his feet, be it from his hammer or fangs.
Awesome. Grady?
I am Acer Rubrum, a Sylvanath hunter.
Acerobrim has been here for a long while. Firstly a humble hunter, then an ardent warrior. Chaos. It came upon the lands and blighted everything it touched. Chaos has many forms, too many to count. But he has slain innumerable chaos to no ends. He was there in the blood-fields of Moran and saw the wickedness that chaos wrought when Ilario retreated. Her song was faint, but still the Sylvaneth fought alongside the elves and what few humans were left. The song was what they held on to. The elves were not convinced and the humans were driven mad. He was there the day she returned, triumphant and resplendent. Her song a plain, shaking war cry. They were bolstered, and the chaos was held at bay. Thus, he became soulbound, and to seek the sowers of chaos, reclaim their water and free the realms for torment. It's faint now, wherever he goes, but he hopes to return home and bask in the glory of her song once more.
Sylvaneth Hunter. And I am Thaddeus Overlook, and I am a Night Haunt. Night Haunt is specifically a guardian of souls.
Thaddeus Overlook once ran a rather successful cult, based mainly around blackmail, coerced group violence, and financial bilking. Of course, that wasn't the draw. No, Thaddeus offered spiritual salvation, because as Thaddeus quoted, "Pure in soul will walk once more." Quite an easy sell to a town of idiots who lived in constant fear and reverence of an active volcano in their midst. But when Thaddeus won the soul of the chief magistrate's own husband, Thaddeus crossed a line. She had a nearby town send their army to slaughter Thaddeus's cult, and only a tip from a loyal spy got Thaddeus out alive with his head. Or so he thought. Over 200 years have passed, and Thaddeus has traveled the world still feeling the pain and burning around his throat from whence he was hung. Shepherding souls for Nagash, Thaddeus has forgotten his name and only has fleeting memories of his life before servitude. The lavish parties and the food and wine flowing like an untapped river from the mountain. Thaddeus longs to hear towns and cities scream his name once again and taste that one last meal that seemingly will never come.
Thank you. Derek is playing everybody else. Made Marion, whoever.
In a new show.
Thank you. See, that totally slipped my mind. I made all those videos for no reason. All right, there we go. Let's put it on.
Nice.
Well, now I've lost my role.
5 was where Grady's at.
Yep.
Arbiter reclaims.
At the moment, for Heat's character, he is a vampire gravelord, but at the moment, nobody knows that. As in, you're in a city that doesn't necessarily want vampires hanging out. So you're...
Such is life.
Yeah, unfortunately, in this day and age.
Right about it, vampirefreaks.com.
Yeah, we've almost gotten to that point. Almost. Tim, we decided that your character was kind of special because it's a ghosty ghost. You are attached to an item. I ain't going to tell you what kind of item yet, but you'll figure it out.
All right.
Initially, it was an athletic support. We changed from that.
That was not
I'm trying not to laugh at that.
It was an extra small cup. That's what it was. But you at the moment are going to be hanging out inside of a unique weapons and armor store.
Okay.
Not necessarily out and about. You're a ghost, so I don't want to call it like being a genie, but yes, that's how I envision your character being, kind of like a genie.
Yeah, I think the original idea was kind of to have it locked down to, locked into that item. So it's like whoever has me or something like that sees me and all that other kind of good stuff like that. I thought it could be a play for interesting things. So if it was a dagger and you threw it at somebody and it landed in their shoulder, then they can see me and be like, holy shit.
Pretty much.
Ghost.
Exactly. Oh my god. Let's see. All right.
Raggy.
Ruh-roh.
I'm also going off script here because the one that I chose, it's fairly small, but I'm going to expand upon it a little bit. It says it only takes 2 to 3 hours if you don't know what you're doing. But even then, it's only like 15 pages long. It's not very long. All right, so that's where we're starting. It's getting about to be dusk here. The city's pretty much bustling, alive with nightlife, I guess as much as an old Yee town can be. What are you guys doing?
What time of day would you say it is? Does
I'd
day
say
even exist in this place.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. It's gonna be right at dusk, so depending on your view of daylight savings time, BS, it's gonna be now-ish. It would be what, 8 nighttime for us?
Mm-hmm.
Right at nighttime.
Well, with me being a vampire, I'm not going out anywhere till the sun goes down.
Well, you're starting out at the inn.
Okay.
Yeah, so inside the inn.
So I'm gonna say that I am over at the Reclaim. It looks like it's farm fields. I probably came to this place because my goal is to like purify the lands and kind of essentially take back what's been stolen from us by the chaos. So I'm probably working these fields and working with local people to teach them like best practices and that kind of thing. And as the sun is starting to go down, it's time to go back in the city where it's safe.
Okay.
So I'll say that I'm moving from the arable reclaim to maybe the domiciles to drop off work gear.
Told you, nightlife bustling. Okay, so you're going back inside. All right. You notice that whenever you're going inside, everybody else is doing kind of the same thing. Any other place it would be weird for humans, tree people, for lack of a better term here. Everybody lives kind of in harmony because each person and each unit does their part. So you're all going inside. You can tell that if you see on the map here, there's only one entrance on this map. But to me, that doesn't make sense because if you have your farmland, why wouldn't you have some sort of basic entrance or exit to it? Because it just makes sense. So if you look right north of the number 5, there's kind of like a wooden area on the map. That's going to be our second gate. Okay.
Sounds good.
Both gates are pretty much guarded by your typical guards, but each one of them has what they're calling idols. They're basically statues that are animated, and they kind of do the inner workings of the gates themselves, but they also guard it. So I think you probably, those 2 big things, well, actually, they're all the way around, but there's kind of 2 big ones over there by the front gate there. But everyone is going that way. You can see we're going to call them sapperlings, the little children trees. They're all running inside. Everything seems pretty normal for you. So you're heading back in.
Yeah, we're probably going to head in and I'm not sure what we do for nutrients, but we're probably going to take in nutrients and partake in the song of our people to just kind of remind us of home a little bit.
Okay. All right. We'll say that right there inside the gate where there's that grassy field, that we'll say that's kind of a grove that we have set for your your people and everything like that. So that way you actually have like a designated area that is home for you,
Mhm.
if you will. That way it's close to the farmland and you got your own little spot.
Heath, are you just hanging out?
So, since I'm just waking up, I'm feeling a little thirsty and hungry, and I need blood. So, does my innkeeper keep blood in stock?
No, this is not a vamp bar.
Oh, okay.
So right now you're in secret.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, everyone can obviously tell that you're some sort of knight, at least because you're wearing, knight-esque armor.
Yeah.
But overall, most of the people here are used to seeing different kinds of travelers because they're kind of a mid-town between, big town over here, Dolestown, then another big town. So
Okay.
people are always crossing through. So they're not asking any questions.
Well, I think I'm going to take a stroll toward the that gate that you was talking about earlier to go outside and maybe do a little secretive hunting. So I'm going to head that direction. Kind of like just walk nonchalantly. Say hi to people.
Okay. All right. So you're just...
But I'm not going to hunt inside the gates to keep my cover for now.
Gotcha. Okay. That'll work.
So I may be tied to an item, but I'm not tied to an item, if that makes sense.
That
You know
makes
what I
sense.
mean? I can still move. I can still move, but the ability I can move in this area, obviously, because where my object's at is where I'm at. I can't poof away to if I'm in level 4 here. Obviously, I can't poof to 7 or outside the grounds. I'm just not there. Like
Sure.
where my items. It's like a tether, like a leash, a dog on a leash.
Okay.
So just kind of floating around, inside the inn, looking at the food, because it's just what I want. So I want that that fine meal. I crave it, and see like a scrap on the ground and try to pick it up, try to eat it. It just tastes like dirt and ash. I just can't taste my finer things in life. I just kind of float around aimlessly because I can no longer partake of the things that I wanted to. No one needs me.
I'm going to assume that you're invisible at the moment, right?
I'm just a ghost.
Okay.
Yeah. No one can
Because
see me.
if you were just floating around, it'd be a little...
no one can see me.
awkward.
Yeah, I'm just floating around. Like I said, because I'm tied to the whatever item it is that we don't know yet. But kind of like you said, kind of like a genie, right? If you can't see a genie, but if you rub the genie, you can see the genie or something like that. But
Sure.
I just want that last meal. It never came. Never came.
Nice. Okay. Everybody's just settling down for the night.
Oh yeah. As much as a ghost can.
That's valid. Okay. Is that all y'all want to do for now?
Oh, I messed up on what my thing is. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't stomach cook food. Only raw meat.
Oh.
I want the fine meals. I want the fine meal. I demand it. But I can't taste them. I can only taste and stomach raw meat. So a little cooked piece on the floor. Can't have it. It's not good for me.
Okay. So we'll just say you tried to eat some cooked meat.
To
You're
eat
like,
some cooked meat, and it's like, waiter.
nice. Alrighty. So as the night goes on, it's pretty much a normal night. Nothing odd is happening yet. Yeah.
I will say that as we get the younger Sylvaneth kind of tied down for the night, I will just walk around town. There's the mixing of people in this town makes me uneasy, because in past lives there's races here that I maybe had to hunt to keep them from trespassing in our sacred groves. So I'm just kind of checking things out, and you know, if there's a dangerous area, I'm gonna report it back to my group of people and just let them know, hey, don't hang out there, don't cause any trouble there.
Okay. So are you just walking towards, like, we'll say the domicile area, just where there's the center where there's the most people?
Yeah. I'll say I go from like maybe the domicile down to down over to the Temple of Sigmar.
Okay.
And then kind of south towards the gate and kind of back to the domicile, that kind of triangle.
Okay. Right as you're getting towards the domicile areas, you do happen to see another person that looks somewhat out of sorts. At least not normal in this area, but Heath, you want to describe your character, the looks?
Okay. My character, let's see, look at my character sheet. I have been around for almost 300 years. I have dark, dead brown colored eyes with kind of an auburn black hair, and I stand at 6 foot and I'm weighing about 235. And then, yeah. So, and then you notice that I've got some strange arcane markings about the body.
And do you typically wear armor?
Yes.
And what does that look like?
It would be kind of like what you see in the picture, kind of like a plate mail, I believe. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you notice I'm carrying a hand hammer, and then I have a shield that I'm carrying on my back as well. The hammer is kind of like sheathed up. So
Okay.
I'm not walking around in like ready to do battle. I'm just walking around.
Okay. And same thing with you, Heath. When you're walking the direction towards that gate, you notice Grady's character as something that's not what you normally would see walking around. Well, what you feel like you wouldn't normally see. He's normal there because he lives there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're living here for now. You probably hear the thudding of the tree trunk legs hitting the ground before anything, and a swaying of branches, kind of like if you were in a forest and a gust blew the treetops. But suddenly, maybe around a corner of a building, this 10-foot tall tree being with this bright shock of red maple leaf down the back of his head just comes around the corner, and he's just surveying all the smaller races kind of scurrying to and fro and getting to their homes and things like that.
Okay. So how far apart are we?
Well, you're walking towards each other. So,
Oh, okay.
So I mean, if we say the path, I mean, it's at this point you've both been walking, so you're probably not more than 20, 25 yards apart.
Okay.
Would I have seen somebody decked out like this in this place? Is that the kind of town that we're in, or are these kind of humble folk in this town?
They're definitely humble folk, but as far as like the type of armor, let's see here. General stats. See, we got 45 lists that I can check.
Oh, if this helps, yeah. My plate armor is kind of like an obsidian color, so it's kind of like subdued with maybe highlights of red and blue in it.
So let's see here. Like, let's have you make a lore check.
A lure?
Lore.
Both of us.
Lore check. I thought
Lore
you said
check, yeah.
a lure.
And a lure check, yes.
I'm like, who am I luring? I believe that's a mind check.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, and so I have 3. What are successes, or do you just want me to tell you the numbers that pop up?
So one of the differences between this game and Wrath and Glory, 1, 2, and 3s are fails. 4 and 5s and 6s are successes. In Wrath and Glory, 6s are 2 successes, but in this game, it's just a success.
Okay.
So you're looking for 4, 5s, and 6s.
Okay, I have 2 successes.
Okay, you definitely know that the armor that he's wearing would be something more than likely, like, for example, you've seen Sigmar knight armor and that kind of thing. It's definitely leaned more towards Gothic is the word I'm going to use. But it definitely doesn't seem like armor that knights and warriors from around here would wear.
Okay. Do I perceive him as like dangerous in this kind of armor, or
No, not necessarily dangerous, just more out of
sorts? Yeah.
Yeah.
Did Heath also need to do a lore?
Yeah, I was going to ask that. Do I need to do a lore
Yeah,
check?
if you want to, yeah, go right ahead.
Okay. So if my mind's a 4, does that mean I roll 4, right?
Yes, 4 dice.
Okay. I have 1 success and 3 failure.
Okay.
Because you said 4, 5, and 6 are successes, right?
4, 5s, and 6s.
Yeah. So that's 3 fails and 1 success.
Okay. To you, it looks like he's out of place. Like he basically, not that he shouldn't be here, but it's weird that he's here.
Because he's so old, would he have any idea of like what my race is, or?
He would probably know that of the Sylvaneth, so he would know that you're Sylvaneth, but
more like a mythological sense of knowing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, more than likely he's probably never actually seen one or been in contact with one anyway.
So are you making eye contact with me?
I'm just scanning, and I think I would linger on you for a moment, just because you're kind of out of place, and then just kind of keep lumbering as I'm just walking around town.
Okay.
Doing that wide eye.
So if we see each other, I'm just going to walk toward him nonchalantly, just to get a better look.
Okay.
Because I'm not quite sure what I'm seeing, so
Okay.
I kind of want to get a better look.
All right.
So you definitely know what a tree looks like, but this is a tree that has splits and patches of it that have grown into limbs, and then there's other limbs that stick off kind of in just natural patterns, and it's a dark bark with a faint glow from kind of inside the chest. And if you like scan over my face, you see I have just kind of 2 beads of eyes that kind of have a glow to them, and I'm just kind of scanning around. And the leaves are like my hair, and they're just like a bright red kind of color going down my head. I will say if you're getting closer, you figure out, oh, he has a bow that he just kind of has stashed that he walks with. Like from afar, it's maybe one of those like a zebra effect where you're like, where's the tree begin? Where does it end? But closer, you can definitely see that there's like a bow and quiver.
I don't know if you guys can hear my dog wooing, but I'm
Oh
sorry.
yeah, we definitely can.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's all right.
she's
My dogs decided to come in my room and decide to like start fighting. So if y'all heard that, I apologize. So I kind of,
God damn
as
it,
I'm walking toward
professionalism,
you,
people.
as I'm walking to you, and I'm looking at you, and I'm kind of like out loud, kind of say, I have quite frankly never seen a walking tree.
How loudly do you say that? Would I be able to hear it?
I kind of say it out loud, but not, I didn't say it in a way to be disrespectful. I was kind of like surprised,
Hey!
be like, oh, hey, look, it's a walking tree.
Yeah. And I guess I'll say as you kind of take that moment, I'll kind of turn back to you. Just like I've passed you, but I'm like, okay, this is the weird guy. I should make sure my 6 is cool.
Right.
And I kind of turn back, and I guess I see you seeing me. Like
And
some
I
kind of
looked at him.
song lyric. Yes.
He
Yeah.
looked at me. All right.
And if I notice you looking at me, I'll just kind of stand up taller, like a slightly intimidating, and then just kind of shake my head and lumber on, pun intended.
Putted.
And I kind of mumble under my breath, kind of like how weird that was. Kind of like, I'm surprised that I just seen a walking tree.
Okay, so you're both just continuing on.
Sure.
All right, then we'll do a little fade over to Tim's character in the bar, who I assume is sadly still trying to eat and not getting none of that good stuff.
No, I'm just kind of sequestered away. I have an old grimoire book that I keep with me that's seen its test of times, but like I just sit there and I fumble through the pages. Anybody that's able to see the book can clearly see words, but I'm not getting it. As if I can't read what was written. So it's just a constant, like, I can't eat my foods. I can't remember this book. I can't read this book, but it's my book. I know it's my book, but I can't read it anymore. It's been that long, just old, decrepit. Yeah, so I'm just.
Can you remember very much from your actual life?
Yeah, I can remember who I was.
Okay.
And what I did, the kind of person that I was. But I've been dead for a long time. I'm 246 years old. So it's been a long time. And this old grimoire I have is just a grimoire that meant something to me in my past life, but I can't read it anymore. It's lost to me. But yeah, I can still remember who I was. Smooth talker. Thank
Okay.
you for your last penny. Or try.
So after being there here for what seems probably to you forever, everyone's loud, having fun, like you would expect them to in a feisty bar.
Bring on
you
the
notice-
girls.
I'm gonna, if you give me a second. Roll the dice. You'll notice that a woman comes into the bar, like murmuring to herself, and she looks really, really familiar to you. But she's she's in a panic, but only to herself, and no one is paying attention to her at all.
Okay.
And she kind of slowly makes her way around the room into this back little corner area that you take it that she is usually probably the only one that sits there at this point, because it's doesn't seem like they've cleaned it, they've done anything. They probably just leave her to her little devices over there. But she's murmuring and everything. No one's talking to her. But she looks really, really familiar to you.
So I'll mark that down as odd, because they should all be dead. Shouldn't really know anybody, so I'll creep on over. Try to see. Except I'm doing the creep, man. Yeah, you like to...
Oh, sorry, you tipped
Yeah, I
over.
gotta do the creep, yeah. Just to kind of get a little closer, just to kind of see, like, this is odd. This is very weird. And also, what's she saying? She's not jovial like everybody else.
No, you can't make out too much about it. It almost sounds like she's making up her own language. But the things that you can understand from her is something about a bone tithe. And
Tithe
it's
or scythe?
tithe.
Tithe.
T. Yeah, and it's almost too late. That's what you're getting out of it.
Interesting. It's too late. Can I try to recognize the face some more? Is there any way that I can do some kind of, I guess, like, I don't know, like awareness or something that allows me, lore-wise, something that would allow me to kind of try to study to see if I can place this person, to maybe see if maybe what they're saying is making sense.
Usually awareness is more of things around you.
Okay.
Trying to think of what would be a good role for like your own presence of mind type of thing.
A straight up mind roll, maybe?
Yeah, I mean that's
Or
Different whenever you're...
yeah, there's
I would-
probably not going to be anything that at least labels itself as such a role. So
Yeah. Let me try to recover a couple centuries here. I don't think there's a I don't need a thing for that. So we might have to bend it a little bit. If you want to do straight mind, we can do straight mind, which I think mine is 4.
okay, go ahead.
All right. 2 successes, 2 fails.
Okay. You start to remember at your church that you were a part of. This lady was definitely one of the people that helped you commit a lot of things, a lot of schemes.
Hmm. So I know her, but I probably don't know her. She's probably one of the thing 1 or thing 2. Go and do my talk to this
No,
widow.
I would say that you recognize her enough to know that she was definitely important enough for you to probably delegate things to her to
Okay.
delegate to other people.
Higher up in my thuggery pool. Would I remember her name? Probably not. Janice?
Janice?
Is that you, Janice? Guess not. Able to see me anyway. So I guess I'll sit there and ponder, like being like, how did she make it? How did she make it here? How for all this time? And just try to recall what she's saying about a bone tithe. But But I guess I would not come up with anything. That'd be another roll, probably, wouldn't it?
You have no idea why
No
she's repeatedly saying bone type.
Okay.
The
So I
last
guess-
thing that you would remember is probably doing a scheme with her in the back casino house, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, but you can tell that she's definitely fallen on hard times. Like the way you remember her, she was regal and beautiful, and now she's clearly beaten down.
Okay. So I will. I guess I'll just hover on the opposite side just to kind of study, just to watch, see how things play out for her.
Okay. As a little time goes by, she starts to get a little more not annoying, but verbose and louder and everything like that. She's definitely starting to draw a lot more attention. And at this point, two of the bouncers, you assume they're bouncers, walk over and essentially tell her, like, you do this every night. We're tired of you doing this right now. Get out.
Don't really know what I can do except for just watch what they do at this point in time.
Okay.
Kind of
Okay.
just what do they call that? What documentary crews? Conscientious object? No, what is it? You see the starving kids, but you can't help the starving kids because it's part of your documentary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I can't help. Well, maybe I can because I can fight. I can fight.
So
But,
after a little bit of conversing with her, they're basically going to forcibly remove her. They pick her up and start carrying her to the door. She's fighting, but it's clear it's happened many times. It's like a daily routine at this point. And essentially, they straight just throw her out the door
Throw her out the door.
like a frisbee. Yeah.
All right.
Brady and Heath, you'll both probably hear. If you want to make an awareness check for both of you, because you're
Roger Awareness. So
I got one success.
Okay.
So awareness is off of mind, right?
Let's see. Awareness is yes.
Now, if I have one training in that, do I get an extra dice for that?
Only
If I'm not
focus.
mistaken.
Only focus
Yeah.
in it.
I do.
Only focus in it if you're
Oh.
focused in it. I was just
Yeah.
looking
Okay.
that up because I myself was like, hang on a minute. I got to dot one of these.
Well, if you have training, you get extra dice. If you have focus, you get a point added on to one of those dice.
Yeah.
So you
you
can-
can end up making
Potentially
it
make
up to the
a
next
failure
one.
a success. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, also my bad. I rolled pure mind. I didn't roll an awareness. I might just roll.
Okay,
pure
on
mind,
mine?
so I'm sorry.
I have 2 failures and 2 successes.
Okay. It's definitely so. Grady, you'll notice that something definitely happened at the bar. At least that direction. You hear kind of a commotion. Heath, you basically like you're walking the opposite way, so I'll say you hear like basically get out and stay out, and then cries of a woman like hitting the ground.
Okay.
Stay out of the Woolsworth.
And what part of town is this?
This is still in the domiciles. This is
Okay.
the bar area. Yeah, it's all right there by the grove and the exit gate and everything.
I will. I'll keep a distance, but I'll go and observe what's happening. If something needs to, essentially, if somebody's causing a scene and I need to intervene, I can do so. But I want to see what it is first.
Okay.
So I kind of turn around and look in that direction. And then I start smelling the air to see if I can smell blood.
Oh, for sure. I'm not gonna say they took her out and beat the shit out of her, but I mean
Right.
they threw her out. She's scuffed up, hitting the stone and whatnot of the ground.
Okay. So I'm going to continue to watch. I'm kind of like find a shadowy place and like watch. Just see what happens.
Okay.
And so if I go over there, what am I seeing? Is she just having a fit on the ground?
Yeah, she's not like crazy crying or anything like that. She's basically doing the same thing she was doing inside. She's murmuring to herself, and the things that you're making out are bone tithe and almost too late.
Bone tithe. Is that something I would recognize?
Let's see. Let's do a. See. I'm gonna say that's a. That's a lore check. We'll do a lore check on that one.
Okay. I have one success.
Nope. You have no idea what that means.
So I just think she's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
If I look around, is anybody like coming to like scoop her up or take her away or anything?
Do an awareness check for me.
Okay. Let's get one more. 2 successes.
So you notice that it's no one is helping her at all, and you think it's really weird. You think it like to you it's why is no one helping this woman, but people are looking at her and shaking their head like she's at it again.
Mm-hmm. So there's people outside kind of watching, or okay.
Yeah, I mean there you can see like in the center there you got like a fountain and all kinds of stuff that people can sit on and various stalls, kind of like a street market kind of thing.
So I'll kind of stomp over there. I won't get too close, but there's going to be a tree. I don't want her freaking out, but I'll kind of in a louder voice to kind of get her attention. Say, "You there? What is your problem?"
She
What bone tithe do you speak of?
she jumps, hearing a voice that definitely sounds different than she's used to. She just rapidly keeps saying the same thing, but she says, "You wouldn't understand. You wouldn't understand."
How can we help if we do not understand? Make us understand.
I'm trying, but no one's listening to me.
And I'll just looking around, and I'll look back to her and I'll say, "It appears you have an audience."
She looks around at everyone and just drops her head and says, "They'll be dead soon."
At that, I'll definitely that'll definitely raise some hackles. And who would be the one causing this death soon?
She looks straight up in the sky and just starts repeating bone tithe.
Bone tithe.
And Tim, are you just gonna continue to hang out in the bar after watching her?
No, I walked outside to witness a huge tree speaking to someone, speaking to Meredith on the ground there.
Meredith. We'll call her Meredith if you. You remembered her name. You remembered her name. Good job.
But I don't know why a tree would be talking, but I'm also wondering why he's the only one. It's the only one that decided to help, that nobody else is. So I'm trying to listen in because this whole thing is intrigued me because this is a person that I know saying something, and a huge tree is talking to people. So I'm out. I'm watching everything go down.
So can I
Keep
do
in
like an
mind,
awareness check?
You'll know that she's there, or like you'll know that the tree people are there. It's not weird to you because you've been in this town for a while.
Oh, me. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe probably why is he over here concerning himself with this?
Yeah.
Than just with his old tree people.
Exactly. Okay. Heath, go ahead.
So
What
can
are
I
you
do an
trying
awareness
to,
check? I want
what are
to
you
figure out
trying
if
to figure
she is crazy or if she's intoxicated, or maybe because I don't. Apparently, am I too far away to hear what she's talking about?
No,
So-
you were going that direction, yeah.
Okay.
So, actually, let's have you do a lore check for me.
A lore check?
Yep.
That's gonna be mine still, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Looks like 2 successes.
Okay. Let's see. And give me one more. You don't have theology, do you?
Theology. No, not. I don't have any training in theology.
Okay. So.
But I do have one in Arcana, though.
Magic and religion are two sides of the same coin, right?
That's kind of what I was thinking. That's kind of what I brought that up.
Yeah. Go ahead and do one more for me. Use your Arcana one.
So just still my mind, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
1 success.
Just one. Okay. So going towards them over there, you see the Sylvaneth is trying to at least communicate to her. You hear what she's repeating. You recognize Bone Tithe. You at least have heard of it. You know what it means. You don't have any idea why she would be saying it, but you at least know what it's about.
Okay. So I guess I'm gonna walk up and be like, "Why are you mentioning this now? Why here? Why in public? Speak more."
Again, she like jumps because she's not used to people actually speaking to her directly. She's used to completely being ignored, and she started to kind of withdraw into herself because it's kind of overwhelming to have multiple people, especially of different types that she's
Right.
not used to. But she said, "We're almost out of time."
And I ask her, "Where do you get your information from? How do you know of this?"
Because we are the ones that pay it.
We?
Darn tootin'.
Who's coming to collect the bone tithe?
She just looked straight up in the air.
You need to be less vague. You need to give me details.
No, at that point, it's like she completely shuts off and just completely stares at the sky.
And then I tell her, "I know what you are talking about, but I need to know what you know."
Nothing.
Crap.
You tapped her. You tapped her. Bro.
Bruh.
So always have
Let's
another
see.
keg before you tap, bro. I got no idea what's going on. Although I'm
So
surprised that a
I'll
vampire is there.
And I've got nothing to force her to speak.
No. At this point, she's just like a little statue there.
Zonked out.
I'll intercede, and now that I've seen the guy that I thought was strange walk up and seemingly understand what she's talking about, I'll ask him, "You there, what is she speaking of? Who is coming to do this killing?"
It's what she said. They're coming to kill us all, to collect.
And what is of this bone tithe?
Exactly as it sounds. They are coming to collect our bones.
You seem like you know too much. Who are you?
I am Knight Keltarius.
And where do you hail from, Keltarius?
I hail from a legion far from here.
And who could possibly be coming to take these bones from us, Keltarius?
An ancient evil being.
How's the crowd reacting to this conversation now that the
That's a good
cat's out of the
question.
bag?
Make awareness checks. Those of you who are trying to find out.
I have 3 successes.
Ooh.
I've got 4.
I am the crowd. So I don't know. I am the crowd.
He's over there like,
So at this point, you can tell that everyone has essentially stopped what they're doing, and they're all staring at you. You guys have become the movie theater at this point. Like people are pulling up lawn chairs.
They're watching.
Yeah, they're all very curious about what's going on. You hear people kind of yell from in the back, like, "Don't listen to her, she's crazy," that kind of thing.
Pay her no mind.
Seeing that the crowd is paying attention to something that could be panic-inducing, I think. The idea that something's coming to kill us. I'll tell it's Keltarius, right?
Yeah.
I'll tell Keltarius, you will come back to our grove and bring her with you. We can care for her there.
Okay. So I reach down and Jim, did you say something?
No, go ahead. I was
Okay. So I'm going to reach down and pick her up, and I'm going to throw her over my shoulder and carry her.
Okay.
And we'll lumber back to my little section of land.
All right. As you're walking that direction, you start hearing someone in the crowd. It sounds like another woman yelling a woman's name, and we're going to use Meredith since Tim remembered what her name is. Yeah, that's her name. So you can hear someone yelling a woman's name. You don't know that that's her name, but you just hear someone yelling a woman's name behind you.
I'll perk up at that because it's yet another person who knows this person.
Okay, make roll your mind again for me, Tim.
Rolling my mind at the speed of sound. Let's see here. Oh shit. 1. Whew.
You can tell she's a woman.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 1. I thought that was 2.
You're killing me, Smalls. All right.
I'm sorry.
You think you know who this is too?
By like the timbre of the voice.
Well, you're outside and she's standing in front of you, so yeah.
Oh, okay. That'll work. I didn't know
I
she
mean,
was that
she
close.
came into the little circle square thing,
Okay.
town square, and she's
Don't
kind of
touch her.
frantically looking for him.
Okay, gotcha. It's getting a lot more interesting for me. Haven't felt this good in 200 years.
I feel so unalive. And you'll notice, those of you with Meredith, she's still pinpointed on the sky.
Even with him.
Regardless how you're carrying her, that's where she wants to look. I mean, obviously, if you're carrying her where she can't like exorcist her neck around, but that's where she wants to look.
Always looking up.
Yeah.
But only Tim knows her name right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He recognizes that she's Meredith.
Okay. So I'm going to ask her what her name is.
Nope.
No answer?
No.
What do I call you? Speak, woman.
She don't want to speak.
Not happening.
She's blue screened.
And as we walk away, does this woman like try to stop us, or is she just yelling?
Well, right as you guys were kind of exiting, she came in and she's making her way around the full, we'll say kind of a half moon shape. And she's just looking and looking and looking. She goes into the bar, typical haunts where she would normally be. She's clearly looking for someone.
Well, if she's not engaging us, we're gonna take her back to my people. I'm gonna have one of our more magically inclined folks kind of not tie her down, but definitely like ensnare her a little bit to where she's not a danger to anybody there, and start applying like any kind of magical first aid or something.
Okay.
While they're walking away, if she comes back out, the fact that I know who that is and I'm starting the voice kind of gets with me a little bit. I just reach out and just tap her just ever slightly on the waist to have her look towards where they're going, as if to like tap her on the shoulder to where she can look real quick. Doesn't know, crowd of people, so it's not gonna freak her out, but she at least gets knocked to a point of like, oh, I could probably be her. So that way she could either think that's her or probably see if she can go after them. Just kind of nudge her in that direction of like, hey, you might need to look over here. But mystically.
Okay. So she definitely feels like you're pull that direction. And how fast would you say you guys are walking? I mean, would you say you've already made it to the Grove by now?
No,
Yeah,
we're
probably.
Just go in that direction.
Yeah.
Okay. She can see that what she thinks. Let's see.
I'd say about like 30, 40 feet away.
Okay. She can see that she thinks that that's who it is. So she's starting to make her way towards you guys, but she's not rushing. So she wasn't like, oh my God, there's that person. She was more like, maybe that's her, but I'm still looking. So you can at least tell that she's starting to make her way, not following you, but in your direction.
Mm-hmm. Then I'll look back just to make sure that Caltarius is actually following me and not kidnapping her or something devious. And would I happen to see, like, if the crowd's back here, would I happen to see like a lone person like further out, or
Like towards the crowd, or let's see. Make an awareness check for me.
2 successes?
Okay, you can tell that she's calling out for a woman, and more than likely, the person that you have is who she's looking for.
Hmm.
Based on her frantic, like, have you seen this person? Have you seen this person? She does this. She looks like this. Just overhearing her kind of yell at everyone, have you seen this person?
And so I can hear her say her name.
Mhm.
Okay, then I'll kind of turn around, looking at her, just trying to address her, and my voice is pretty booming. So I'll kind of just say to her, "Oh, so are you Meredith?"
She snaps out and stares straight at you.
Ah, so you can tell me something. Well, Meredith, we are going to take you back to my people and take care of you. You are sick, I believe.
She begins to kind of like twitch her way, trying to get, I guess, free because she's being carried. She seems more coherent, but she's very adamant that there's not enough time. There's no time.
I'll just kind of intimidatingly now tell her, "Be still. Come,
Okay.
Caltarius, we will take her back now."
Are you trying to like intimidate her?
Yeah, I guess the kind approach hasn't really yielded anything. So
Sternly.
yeah.
Okay. Do you have intimidate?
Intimidate. I don't have any training in it.
Okay. I think you still make a soul roll, I think is how it works.
Soul or mind?
Intimidation is soul.
Soul. All right. I do not succeed.
Okay. So she's just there's no time. I have things to do. There's no time.
Then I'll just address Caltarius and tell him to hold on to her, and kind of turn back and start trudging towards my encampment.
Okay.
So while she's wiggling, I'll just start holding on tighter. She ain't going nowhere.
Okay.
So I did look 1 second.
Mhm.
Untrained means that even if we don't have training or focus in it, you can still give it a shot. You just use your base attribute value to determine your dice pool when making a skill
Perfect.
test.
Perfect.
And do y'all have like a handy dandy list somewhere of what attribute goes to what skill?
I am looking at them right now: athletics, arcana, awareness, ballistics, crafting, beast handling, channeling. Yeah,
Actually,
I got the core book in front of me.
yeah, but he's asking like a spot that like says, "Here's all the mind stuff. Here's all the body stuff." Right?
It
Well,
doesn't
yeah, like
say that, but it says like theology, mind, survival, mind,
that.
There you
weapon
go.
skill, body, like that. So if you need to know, I got you right here too.
What page is that?
In the book, 79.
79. All right.
I also sent a message in Messenger where I have them separated.
Okay.
So like all the body rolls, all the mind rolls, and all the soul rolls are all separated alphabetically. So.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Okay. So as you guys are walking, let's see. I don't know how well this is going to do.
It's always something you always want to hear your DM say.
All
I don't know
right,
how well this is gonna go.
So essentially a fireball. Thank you. A fireball comes flying past you, landing right in front of you from behind you.
Oh. Well, we're halted then. And turning around very quickly to see maybe who casted that.
Okay.
Incredibly quickly.
Everyone just turning around to
yes.
see.
Well, as I'm turning around, I'm gonna kind of pull the bow off the back and knock an arrow. It's down, but it's not one step further, to getting it launched.
Okay. Turning around, you see the woman that you saw asking, for information about this missing person. You see her standing there holding a staff. And she very, very seriously says, "Let my sister go."
And who are you?
I'm your, let's see, what's kidnappee's sister.
We're not
I'm
kidnapping
her
her.
caretaker, basically. I'm her caretaker.
Well, you're not doing a very good job, are you?
Well, she escapes quickly.
She's rambling and speaking of things that could cause a panic. The peace here is already tenuous enough. The people don't need to be in fear. What do you know of this bone tithed?
I have no idea what that means. But she's clearly unwell. She hasn't been ever since her dealings with the church.
And which church would that be?
She won't tell me. She ran away when she was a child.
So this is like something from her past.
Yeah.
It's not in the town.
No, not in this town.
Then I'll
It's
just
gonna
try
be
to.
a whoopsie doodle from me. Whoopsie doodle.
Tim definitely recognizes this as Meredith's sister,
Now I
who
know.
absolutely hates him.
All right.
Well, you know that about her. So that's an obvious
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah.
So I tell her I know of this bone tithe that she speaks. I just need more information on how she knows and trying to figure out what she knows.
I would give you more information if I could. She rambles and rambles about this day in and day out. All I do is try to protect her. She doesn't always recognize me. This is why I'm here. I don't want to fight you. I just need to get my sister back and return her safely.
We are taking her to my people who can cleanse her of this sickness.
There's no cleansing what she has. I've tried. She kind of lowers her staff and says, "I don't believe you to mean her harm. I just am at my wit's end with her."
Well, if she has a caretaker who's supposed to be taking care of her, I guess my people don't need to do that. I'll look to Caltarius, and if he feels comfortable letting her go, I'll say, if you're taking her, then you need to keep her away from these people. We don't need people rioting in these streets.
Okay.
Question.
Mhm.
Could I try to say her name to her to see if maybe she would perk up to hear me? If I was
Who?
just Meredith to see if maybe that would change, to see if she would wake up a little bit, to see her surroundings, to see if something like that would be a part of it.
Yeah, I mean, as a ghost, it's kind of like up to you, you know, when you can make yourself known.
Yeah, if I can try to do that, like, then we should see if maybe she would snap out and at least see the caretaker.
Not, I mean, are you gonna like float over there and whisper it to her? Is that what you're gonna do?
Yeah.
Okay.
That could be something that I can do. You can decide what that role will be.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, you can decide, what's that? Body, mind, soul, arcana, athletics,
I mean,
ballistic skill.
trying to gymnastics your way over there.
Well, I mean, like, I can get next to her, but whether or not she can perceive and hear me
Right.
is another thing. I could just talk to her all day long. But you know.
Let's see. I want to say maybe a soul check, just your base soul ability.
Base soul check.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that real quick.
Okay.
Base soul, baby. That's 3. That's 3 dices. Oh, 1.
Okay.
1 save.
So as you kind of float over there, you notice that the other woman almost looks at you, like she senses something going over there.
Ooh.
But she doesn't do anything about it. She's still completely, like, it's almost like she saw like a flash of light or something over here that just made her dart over there for a second. But
My damn lantern. My damn lantern. Because I have a lantern.
Mhm.
That glows green. Probably
Or do
saw my
you?
damn lantern. Huh?
Or do you?
Damn. Okay. So she kind of sees me. I think I'd be taken back by that. Kind of pause in my tracks of heading over to Meredith to be like, wait a minute. Like,
Okay.
do you see me?
Meredith kind of gets, like, snaps out of her little thing that she's doing, and she starts saying, "Wait, my lantern. Where's my lantern?"
Okay.
And the other woman, the sister, is like, "Oh God, again with this lantern."
Ooh. I would think at that point that would hit me as like something to be like, wait a minute. Like, that's like, I feel like that's something important. Like, like,
Mhm.
as if there was like not only missing the food, but like they're like not whole completely, but like
Mhm.
like this was like, oh wait, that stands out a whole lot to me. I think that would be it. Yeah. Look at that.
Okay.
Ooh.
It's again. And have you put her down, Heath, or are you still holding on to her?
I'm still holding on to her.
Okay. She seems more herself, more like controlled. She's not really fighting you anymore, but she just wants to be put down.
So I ask her if I put her down, is she going to run?
No.
Okay, I'll put her down.
Okay. She kind of starts searching her robes like frantically. She's not doing anything like that would make you think she's about to take off or anything like that. She's clearly looking for something.
What are you looking for?
My lantern.
I haven't seen you with a lantern.
Well, I lost it. I have it. It's here somewhere.
Roll for it. Look, damn it. It's important to. Oh, I'm yelling to nobody.
I know.
Yeah, I was gonna
Roll
say.
for what?
Look,
there,
yeah.
big fella?
Where is it? This is the best thing to happen to me since Real Housewives of the Village came.
So about that time, you'll notice that the doors to the bar come open, and one of the bodyguards in there, bouncers, say basically take this piece of S with you, and basically football punts a black item. Can't really tell what it is, but he punts it towards you guys over to where the where Meredith is, and she sees it and frantically like hurries over to it. And Tim, make an awareness check.
What will I do for awareness check? Okay, let's see. Awareness is mind, and I have +1 in it, so 5. Ooh, 2 successes.
Okay, your spidey sense goes off, and you clearly know that that's your
That's mine.
yours. Yeah.
That's my lantern.
Yeah.
Lampy.
As it's known in the hood.
So I want to rush towards it, but I can't do anything with it. I could physically touch it if I wanted to, but then that would be weird. I can't, but that's mine. I want to reach for it.
Or are you watching Meredith like pick it up?
Yeah. Like I
Okay.
want to go towards it to try to get it, but I might not get there in time. Like she can grab it before me.
Okay. She picks it up, and you other two guys make awareness checks for me.
I have a success.
Two successes.
Okay. You both notice that it's a pretty impressive looking lantern. It's black and has stained glass around the edges of it. You can tell around like, kind of the sides, kind of gem-like. But something you find odd is that he, basically kicked it, and it went up and hit the stone ground and wasn't damaged in any form or fashion. And she's picked it up, and she's stands up with it and looks straight at Tim's character. And she's just staring straight at him. But you guys only see her staring straight at something yet again.
So you can see me?
And she's like, "You are dead."
Of course, but you're not. How have you been this far, Meredith?
How have you been this far?
How have you been this far? How have you made it this far? It's been over 200 years.
I just keep traveling.
You've kept one lantern all this time.
See, make a recollection check. That's what I'm going to call it from now on, since they don't have an ability for it.
Recollection? Is that just my mind?
Yes.
It's just my mind. Okay.
But it's helping you remember your past, yeah.
Ooh, 2.
Okay.
Natty ones don't get us anywhere, right?
Typically, like, shovels to the face.
All right, I got 2 successes. 2
natural ones, yeah, usually shooting yourself in the foot. That's usually what it gets.
Got them natty ones. All right, got 2 successes.
So you recognize it, like more and more comes up, and at one time you had like a thing with her. I don't know why I expected it to continue.
No.
And like she says your character's name and slowly starts to like walk over like with her hand out towards you. And that's what the rest of you see, is her walking over there towards nothing.
Meredith, what has happened?
I'm just connected to this lantern now.
What were you speaking of earlier? You looked horrible. Not the girl I used to remember.
You don't remember, do you?
I'm afraid not. No. It might be in this, but this is lost to me.
Okay. She just kind of looks down for a minute and says, "They're coming tonight."
But who, Meredith? Whom?
Whom is coming? She said, "We always pay them."
Will this be something I would try to recollect?
Yeah, you can try.
Okay. Is this my recollection?
Yes, sir.
All right.
And while he's trying to do that, are you two guys doing anything, or are you just kind of watching her talk to herself?
I'm kind of looking at her like, is she taking some kind of magic mushroom? Or is she intoxicated?
Look at Grady's character for any mushrooms. Like, she gets some of these off of that. I got 2 successes.
Okay. You can remember making a deal with something. Basically paying something in essentially bones to keep peace.
Okay. Don't remember all of it. I remember some of this, Meredith, but it still can't be going on. Would it? It's been so long. It's surely this is whatever this is now has gone away.
No, it's still continuing. Only a few of us take care of it now, but there's just me.
This is no good. But what's no good? I was like, I'm trying to remember it. Like it's there, but I can't get all of it. So it's like, this is bad, but I don't know. For some reason, this is bad. What she's saying is bad, but I just don't know exactly why. You can feel it. If I had bones, they'd shiver, but just don't know what. That gnawing on the back of the head is what I would feel. It's like there's something there, but I don't know what.
Mm.
I don't really know what else to ask her at this point in time. Guys, oh, you can't hear me.
They can if you ask them.
Um,
Make yourself known.
hearing what she's kind of saying, once again, I don't want people to start freaking out, so I will kind of quickly walk up to her and just like rather rudely, so like basically I'm trying to call her out on like, oh, you did know, you just didn't want to tell us, like. And yeah, I'm imposing and my voice is very intimidating, and yeah.
Okay. So you make an intimidation check.
That's a success.
Nice. Okay. She kind of cowers and says, "I wasn't intentionally trying to hide anything, but no one believes me."
Well, if you're going to speak of these things, we must do it away from prying ears and eyes. We can't cause a riot in this town. I still have much work to be done.
You're right. I should make sure that even if it's new ears, everyone needs to know.
I think that's the opposite of what I'm saying. Nobody needs to know. We're trying to maintain a chill atmosphere here.
Keep the vibes in check.
Well, no, she means like telling you
Okay.
when you.
Then I'll look to her caretaker and I'll ask, is there some place where we can go to where we are not the night's entertainment?
You spoke of your grove, correct?
Mm-hmm.
That seems like a better place than any right now.
Okay, then follow me, and I'll kind of gesture to the way that I'm heading, and whoever's coming is coming. Otherwise, I'm going to keep walking.
Okay.
Trees care not for little people. Small trees.
Yeah, earlier I was going to have my people forcibly try to cleanse like the chaos rot that we find in the land from her, which might have been a not nice process. So it's a good thing that she's come around. You know.
It comes and goes. I've had many doctors in Sigmar and priests look at her or of Sigmar and it's clearly something that is more mental, something that's haunting her.
Well, then perhaps we can possibly find some peace in knowing more about what's going on and taking care of it.
I would really like that. It would bring me, as the only remaining family member she has, peace.
And I'll sling my bow back on my back.
She's got like one of those ratchet staffs where it's like that would be cool if that existed. But
Let us away.
what's Heath doing over there?
Just watching, trying to figure out if I should follow or just go on because I know what this thing is, and it's not going to bother me at all.
Yeah, aren't you hungry?
I'm getting there.
Got distracted by a crazy woman.
Thou shalt
Okay.
be distracted by bullshit.
Are you just floating in tow back there?
Yeah, I want to follow along.
Okay.
All of
All right.
this intrigues me.
All right. As you start walking that direction, you notice a storm is starting to kind of shift up from out of nowhere above the town. Not specifically located over it, but
Mm-hmm. Come, we must find shelter soon.
okay. So everybody hurrying then.
Yeah. Well, I kind of want to look at the storm.
You want to look at it?
See if there's anything about it that's odd.
Okay.
Yeah, you're just on the ride, like
I'm just
floating
like-
behind.
I'm just back in the back, bro. Just going, dude. Just going.
Yeah, how long was it since your lamp last moved or something?
Yeah, exactly. It's been with her this whole time, but no idea, right? Going back and forth in here.
Sounds like she lost it in a bed or something.
Yeah. Yeah, because it would. Yeah, if I've been in this town all this time, they probably had it on her. They probably had it in the back.
It's like this big. It's a keychain. Keychain lantern. Hard to
Little
find.
one for the like you could attach to your hip, like an Elden Ring. Little lamp in the Elden Ring on your hip.
Yeah. Perfect. That's the best lamp.
So
All right.
roll
So
there,
you're
big
just
feller.
gonna be looking up at the sky.
Yeah, I'll try to look at it. See what's going on here.
All right. Do an awareness check then.
Awareness. That's
Yep,
5.
me or just him or all of us?
Are you all looking up at the sky?
You didn't
Whoever's
say if you
looking
were
up at
gonna
the
do
sky.
it.
Yeah. Whoever's looking up at the sky.
Woo! Shit. 2
3
successes.
successes.
How many? Sorry.
3.
3 for him, 2 for me. I think Grady's just decided to just fucking tree it.
Yeah, he won't give a shit. He's like, Storm. It is what it is. Okay.
It's kind of one of those
Um,
like you're walking back and you're like, the hell is that?
So it definitely seems abnormal. Lots of multicolored lightning versus your standard every now and then. This area does not get a lot of rain, doesn't get a lot of storms. But we're talking blue or purple, green, big bolts of lightning. You can definitely tell that it's something is in it.
Something is in it.
Mhm.
I'm gonna try to reach out to Meredith and be like, "Is that it? Is that what's coming?"
Is that it? Love it.
What
The
the hell is
echo.
that?
Yeah, the echo's what got me. She holds the lantern really close and looks up and says, "We're too late."
Uh-huh. Dang.
And her sister kind of goes over to her and she's like, "What? What is it? What is going on? Tell me." And she just shuts completely down like she did earlier. That's all she had to say is, "We're too late."
Ooh. Anybody got anything?
She's right. It's almost here.
I guess at the sign of danger, I'll pull that bow back off and like I'm ready to fire an arrow now.
Okay. Are you guys still looking at the sky? Still staring at it?
Yeah, I'm looking at what they're talking about now.
Okay, go. You didn't make an awareness check earlier, right?
No.
Okay, go ahead and make one for me.
2 successes.
Okay. At this point, it's starting to get a lot more violent, and you can see that appears to be things flying inside of it, and they look to be pretty good size. Not like giant dragon size, but is standing on the ground probably 10, 14 foot tall, something like that.
A little bit taller than Grady.
And how far away is this?
They're still up in the sky. They're
Oh,
I'm not
that's
good.
actually
I'm not
pretty
good.
huge. Then if they look 10 to 14 feet tall from that long off, that's pretty big.
I'm gauging it. I don't know measurements.
Huge things in the sky.
Let's see.
Huge things in the sky.
At seeing that, I'll probably say, not only do we need to find shelter, we need to find cover in case we need to start attacking. So what would be a good obscuring cover nearby? At least for the smaller people.
Nothing's going to obscure you from this.
Where you are right now, you're on a path essentially. So there's some like market canopy type things, but there's nothing unless you're going inside of a building. There's and people have started noticing it around you as well, and they've started freaking out and running inside, locking doors, locking down windows with like the little shutters and that kind of stuff.
I'll just kind of say that the smaller folk should get inside.
I kind of say this out loud, but kind of to myself is like, I need to feed before we fight.
Find you a mouse on the ground, boy.
Anyone? Questions, comments?
Nothing. Wow.
I would think that was pretty weird to hear, because I don't know if I know that he's what he is. So to hear something about needing to feed, it's like, shit, me too. But like, we gotta go.
Yeah.
Like, this is something's happening here. I might be okay, but this is the first time in a long time I've seen this person. So
Yeah.
Who knows what could happen? I could get shredded. Go shredded. Right.
Well, seeing as the situation's getting a little more dire, I've given what I think is guidance to the smaller folk, and they're on their own. I'm gonna go make sure my people are okay.
Okay.
Get ready to fight.
So you start noticing that what you saw in the sky is getting closer, and they're clearly made of bone. They look like they have bone wings, kind of an exoskeleton that's bone. They're just clearly bone people, but pretty large and very thick bone, big enough to have bone wings. They have massive weapons, also made of bone. And you see that they're clearly coming to land in the center of the area where everyone is.
Ooh, would my necromantic resonance, would I feel something with that? For those of you who don't know, necromantic resonance, for me, is whenever dark magic is channeled near you, it resonates within the core of your being, bolstering you with unwholesome energy. So it says whenever you or a creature within medium range casts an amethyst spell, or a spell from the lore of the Death Mages, lore of Madness, lore of Mortasians, lore of the Underworld, or lore of the Vampires, I regain toughness equal to the focus in channeling. If the spell is unbound, you do not recover toughness. I think that's probably when we're fighting.
Yeah, that's more of a fighting thing.
Dang,
than so
I was
much-
hoping I could have a spidey sense towards fucking something fucking happen.
Seeing them closer, you can all make a lore check.
Ooh, a lore.
That's mine still, right?
Yeah.
That's a 5.
Oh, all 3 successes.
Oh, shit,
Nice.
yeah.
1, 2. 2 successes.
Ah, 2.
Okay.
Dang it. I was hoping for more. Sorry. Get the mic.
Okay. You all come to your own conclusions in different ways that these are clearly Ecclesiarch Bone Reapers, which is out of character. It's another subfaction of the Sigmar world. But they're made of bone. They're bone people.
Mm-hmm. Would you say that they're like within long range now?
At this point, they're not very far away. They're probably like 50 feet in the air. They're kind of circling around trying to figure out where the best place to land is.
They're not attacking anything. They're just landing.
Mhm.
So is there like intelligence in that, or is it like
Yeah, I mean, you can tell that they're not coming in specifically hostile. Like they're not coming in, pillaging and breaking stuff. But you could definitely tell that Meredith has started to come to, and she's again saying, "We're too late. We didn't pay. We're too late."
So we figure out what these are. Bone Reapers.
Well, I suppose I understand cause and effect here. And it seems like what she's talking about is what these guys are here for, which we learned earlier was not good. I mean, I would want to, like, I guess, figure out, like, are they going to speak or are they just going to start attacking? I don't know.
Okay. So y'all are all just going to watch them land?
Can I get a sense of how big this group is?
You can tell that there's 3 of them.
Okay. So 3 bone-like creatures.
Yeah.
Okay.
You rolled a lot of successes, right? 3?
3.
Okay, you can tell specifically that they are called Morghasts.
Well, I don't know if they're gonna just start killing indiscriminately, and I don't really want to find out. So I'm gonna kind of take a moment, pull back an arrow, and then kind of aim it towards the sky and let it go, and use my talent Hail of Doom.
Okay.
So each of them needs to make an opposed body reflexes test.
Okay.
And I have, how many do I have to roll? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. and 1 focus in this.
I sent a picture of what more guests look like in the chat too.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
That's also for
And
Cool.
then,
Big old hunking things.
okay, so I had 3 successes, and then I had 1 3 that I'm going to use my focus to make it a 4 for another success.
Okay. And you said it was reflex saves?
Yes. And they have to beat, I guess, a 4? Does that mean they have to beat 4 successes?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay.
Okay, 2 of them don't, but one of them, which you assume would be the leader, does.
Okay. On a failure, the target suffers damage equal to the difference in successes.
Okay.
So I started with 4, and I guess whatever the difference is on what they rolled, however many successes.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Do I get a sense that this rain of arrows happen to have any drastic effect on them? Are they cowering in fear?
Um.
Are they falling apart at the seams?
So. No. No, you can tell that you hit them, but it's almost like it kind of nicks off of their body.
Okay.
Their skin seems super thick,
well, lack thereof.
bony, if you will.
Bone Daddy.
So at this point, they land, and you can tell they are definitely huge as far as you know they would go. I can't find a place that specifically says how fudging tall they are. But tall. Oh. I did the wrong roll, but it's even worse than I thought. Sorry. Yeah, it definitely did not. Did like the arrow snapped when it hit him. That kind of thing. So they land, and the one who will say that he's they all wear armor made of bone, and his just looks significantly more elaborate, more spiky, more like if you were to hit him, it would impale you kind of thing. Versus the other 2 who has armor, but it's more smooth. As they land, he says, "We have come to demand the tithe. Send your speakers to treat."
To treat. Ooh. What does that even mean?
Like,
Oh,
send us your speakers.
Oh, okay. Bring it.
I think they're wanting a sacrifice.
Well, that's true. It could be. But guess what, guys?
Chicken butt.
It's time.
Reach that time. So there we go.
No way.
First one in the book. It's 2 hours, my friend.
Yep.
2
already
hours.
Done.
There we go. And that's a cliffhanger.
Yeah, just at the good
that.
good
That's
moment.
a good spot.
Yeah, very good spot. It always usually happens that way too. Awesome. Well, thank you for tuning in and watching with us. And if you've made it this far, your patience knows no bounds. And it is amazing. Thank you guys for joining me. Derek, thank you for heading off. Grady, Thank you for
Yeah, thank
being
you.
here.
This is gonna be fun.
Heath, pleasure.
As always,
As if
man.
this is
Anytime.
the last episode. It's a one shot. Sorry, it's never happening again. Join us next time when we figure out what's going on with all this stuff. Any closing statements, gentlemen? Anything you'd like to say? Nothing.
I'm good.
Nah,
man.
I
Yeah, I
am.
don't have
I'm
anything to say. No.
just excited that we're back to doing it again.
I am
I
too.
come to drink your blood.
Yeah. You might want to start carrying around little vials there with you. buddy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, a seasoned vampire would have
Yeah.
vial. Just saying.
What's that? What comes in a little glass vial?
Zydrate.
Zydrate. Thank you.
Hell yeah. All right. So we'll see you next time.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Au revoir.